Now, when it comes to the NFL draft this season, the Detroit Lions have a lot of options on which way they can go. They can draft their defensive guys early, or they can draft them late. Now, I definitely know that the Lions do need to get some talent at defense no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Definitely there's a lot of names out there that the Lions could decide to go with. You know, some people got the Lions taking a corner early. Some people think that the Lions should trade up and grab a Jalen Carter. There's a lot of things that the Lions need to do. Now, definitely having Jalen Carter on the team would be a super bonus because that's pretty much what the Lions need. Now, I don't know how the situation with Levi is going to pan out. That's still a speculative type of thing right there. We don't know how Levi is going to come back and how he's dealing with these chronic back issues and stuff like that. But what I do know, if the Lions do not decide to bring back DJ Chark and Chark decides to go elsewhere, in case somebody decides to open up the paybook, the checkbook for him, he could decide to take his talent somewhere else. Now, I definitely think that a lot of the Lions free agents definitely want to come back. There's not too many guys that want to go somewhere else. They love what Dan Campbell is doing and what he's building in Detroit, and you can't knock it, man. You can't knock the hustle. Definitely, Dan Campbell has definitely been able to turn things around, and that's what you wanted to see from Dan Campbell. You wanted to see him in year 2 be able to turn this football team around, and he did that, man. And I'm happy for him that the Lions don't have to continue to go through all of these coaches and stuff like that. But it's 2 receivers in the draft that I think that the Lions could target and take a look at in this draft if they did not bring back DJ Chark or even Josh Reynolds. I think that they would ultimately probably, I don't know, maybe they would probably bring back Josh Reynolds on a cheap deal, 1 year, 2 year deal. I don't know. I don't know what they'll do with DJ Chark as well because I don't know what type of money Chark is looking to get. You know, if another team opens up their checkbook and say, hey, you know, we have a little bit more money that we want to spend on getting a quality wide receiver, then Chark could leave. But initially, I definitely think that he wants to be a Detroit Lion. But if he happens to go another direction and the Lions say, okay, we can't draft all defensive guys, we have to go and see if we can get us a big body receiver as well to go along with Jameson Williams. We know that Jameson Williams, I think he's going to have a monster season next year, and he's going to break out, and he's going to play phenomenal for this Detroit Lions team because that's what they need. I know that right now Amon-Ra is the man, but it can't just be him by itself. It has to be a type of a tandem type of thing, and it has to be Jared Goff being able to get the ball to other guys as well. And I got 2 receivers right here, 2 big body receivers that I think that the Lions need to take a look at. And definitely, man, both of these guys are great size. Both of these guys got strong hands. I mean, it's a lot to love about these guys. Now, when it comes to having the better season in 2022, I have to give that to Xavier Hutchinson. He had a phenomenal season in 2022. He ended up with 1,171 yards and 6 touchdowns. I think he was an All-American wide receiver too as well. So he had a phenomenal season this year. And the year before that, it wasn't so bad as well. In 2021, he had 83 receptions for 987 yards with 5 touchdowns. Oh, I forgot to mention this season currently too in 2022 with the 1,100 yards, he had 107 receptions. So that is a lot of balls that he caught. So he was definitely balling, man. And then if you look at it the year before that, he had in 2020, he had 64 receptions for 771 yards and 4 touchdowns. So as I'm kind of going with it, he kind of got better he got better every single season. Xavier Hutchinson is definitely one of the guys that I would look at in the draft if I wanted to go with a bigger body receiver, a guy that's 6'3", about 210, 15 pounds, somewhere in there. And the dude definitely can play, man. And I think that the Lions could take a look at this cat. And it's kind of crazy because I saw a mock draft the other day with Hutchinson name on it. And I'm like, what? That is crazy, man. I was like, you know, I'm about to do a video on this guy. And he was listed as one of the guys that the Lions would target. So if the Lions don't decide to bring back a DJ Chark, this is one of the guys that I think that they can definitely get. He is a He has great size, length, and strength. Could definitely get out the jams off the press pretty good. Is a physical receiver that can play inside and outside. Has excellent hands, good at locating and tracking the ball down. And most of all, I think he would be more of a possession receiver. That's the type of receiver that they need. You can't have everybody doing the same thing, especially when you have a receiving core. You can't have everybody doing the same thing. Now, there's a trio in Cincinnati that have been able to get it done, and they kind of give you a blueprint on how you need to go about your receiver 1, your receiver 2 and 3, and even getting a tight end in the mix. That's Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals pretty much show you how to get it done with having a lot of different weapons on the team. You got a guy in T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, and also Tyler Boyd, who have been able to play phenomenal together. And you kind of envision that for the Detroit Lions to be able to have that same type of weaponry that the Cincinnati Bengals have. I think if the Lions can find them another receiver, if they can't bring back Chark, I think that Xavier Hutchinson would definitely be a great candidate for these guys to bring in. He has the size, he has the length, and to me, he's more of a possession receiver, and that's the type of guy you need to on the team. You need a guy that can catch those contested balls, those 50-50 balls when they go up, and I think that Hutchinson is one of those guys that can get it done, and I think that he's a phenomenal talent. Make sure you guys check out his body of work, and you'll understand where I'm coming from. This kid can play. He can stretch the field a little bit. He's not known for stretching the field and taking the top off the defenses, but this is a pretty good receiver, man. Definitely, I think he's one of the better receivers in this draft. And if the Lions decided to go ultimately in a different direction and if he's available, I think that it's a guy that they definitely need to take a look at. He has the size, the prototype of size that you want at receiver, and he will ultimately give the Lions a big body receiver that they desperately need if DJ Chark or even Reynolds decide to go in a different direction. So we don't know what's going to happen. The Lions probably going to bring back some of their guys. I don't know if they're going to bring back everybody, but they will bring back some of the guys on the team. And some of these guys might go into being rotational guys, and some guys could eventually still be starters. So I don't know how the Lions are going to favor that and what Holmes plan on doing. Definitely, I think that he's going to go out there and target defensive guys as well, because the defense does need to get better. But then there's another receiver that I looked at too as well that could end up being a Detroit Lion. That's Cedric Tillman. He's 6'3", 215 pounds. And definitely, man, this dude is a phenomenal talent as well. His better season came actually in 2021. He had over 1,081 yards with 12 touchdowns. That was his best season in college. And then another season that he was productive was in 2022 a little bit. He had 37 receptions for 417 yards with 3 TDs, but he got hurt. So normally when guys get hurt in the season, it's kind of hard to really say where they're going to be at, as far as when it comes to the draft. Definitely, this is a guy that the Lions could take a look at. I'm pretty sure by the combine he should be fine and ready to go. And the Lions will be able to get a look at him as well. But he's another big body possession receiver. Tillman is very physical. He thrives at being able to play with that physicality, and that's what you need at the wide receiver position. He's one of those guys you're not just going to be able to bully him. He's able to get off those jams really, really well. He's very good at getting contested catches, and he's great at getting the 50-50 balls. And that's what I think that the Lions ultimately are going to need when it comes to the draft. They're going to need guys that can stretch the field, but they're also going to need those possession-type receivers, guys that can go up, get the 50-50 ball, and get those contested catches and just bring a different element to the game. You can't have everybody being the same type of receiver. I think that it's only right for the Lions to take a look at this draft, man. And Cedric Tillman is one of the guys that I think that the Detroit Lions at the end of the day could go out there in the draft. He can stretch the field, got strong hands, and definitely, man, he's a phenomenal talent. So I can't wait to see, man, what the Lions are going to do in this year's draft. But I just got 2 guys for you, Tillman and also Hutchinson. Peace.